You watch those nature documentaries on the cable?
Yeah.
You see the one about lions?
Yeah.
Get this lion. He's the king of the jungle. Huge mane out there. He's laying down under a tree in the middle of Africa. He's so big. He's so hot. He doesn't want to move. Now, the little lion cubs, they start messing with him. Biting his tail, biting his ears. He doesn't do anything. The lioness, she starts messing with him, coming over, making trouble. Still, nothing. Now, the other animals, they notice this, and they start to move in. The jackals, hyenas, they're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain. They do this, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody, runs like the wind, eats everything in his path. Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is.
One of the top alien subject matters is the reptilians. A leading chemist has now controversially quoted that indeed the reptilian species may not actually be science fiction, but perhaps science fact. Well-known and famous chemist Ronald Breslow, Ph.D., released a paper in 2012, "Advanced Dinosaurs Rule Other Planets," explaining the possibility that an ancient advanced reptilian civilization exists. The paper was published by the American Chemical Society. The new scientific research raises the possibility that advanced versions of T-Rex and other dinosaurs, with the intelligence and cunning of humans, may have evolved on other planets in the universe. We would be better off not meeting them, concludes the study, which appears in the Journal of the American Chemical Society. The paper was withdrawn from the website about 1 month after. Seems very strange why such an intriguing article would have been removed. In the report, noted scientist Ronald Breslow, Ph.D., discusses the century-old aged mystery of why the building blocks of terrestrial amino acids, which make up proteins, sugars, and the genetic materials DNA and RNA, exist mainly in one orientation or shape. There are two possible orientations, left and right, which mirror each other in the same way as hands. This is known as chirality. In order for life to arise, proteins, for instance, must contain only one chiral form of amino acids, left or right. With the exception of a few bacteria, amino acids in all life on Earth have the left-handed orientation. Most sugars have a right-handed orientation. How did that so-called homochirality, the predominance of one chiral form, happen? Breslow describes evidence supporting the idea that the unusual amino acids carried to a lifeless Earth by meteorites about 4 billion years ago set the pattern for normal amino acids with the L geometry, the kind in terrestrial proteins, and how those could lead to D-sugars of the kind in DNA. Troodontids had semi-manipulative fingers, able to grasp and hold objects to a certain degree, and binocular vision. Russell proposed that his dinosauroid, like members of the troodontid family, would have had large eyes and 3 fingers on each hand, one of which would have been partially opposed. Russell also speculated that the dinosauroid would have had a toothless beak. As with most modern reptiles and birds, he conceived of its genitalia as internal. Russell speculated that it would have required a navel, as a placenta aids the development of a large brain case. However, it would not have possessed mammary glands, and would have fed its young, as some birds do, on regurgitated food. He speculated that its language would have sounded somewhat like bird song. Troodontids had semi-manipulative fingers, able to grasp and hold objects to a certain degree, and binocular vision. Russell proposed that his dinosauroid, like members of the troodontid family, would have had large eyes and 3 fingers on each hand, one of which would have been partially opposed. Russell also speculated that the dinosauroid would have had a toothless beak. As with most modern reptiles and birds, he conceived of its genitalia as internal. Russell speculated that it would have required a navel, as a placenta aids the development of a large brain case. However, it would not have possessed mammary glands, and would have fed its young, as some birds do, on regurgitated food. He speculated that its language would have sounded somewhat like bird song. In 1977, Aritsuno Toyota, a Japanese science fiction writer, was one of the earliest proposers of the idea of sapient dinosaurs. Toyota was intrigued by the theory of the warm-blooded dino-niches, and developed the idea that some kinds of dinosaurs would have evolved to acquire intelligence. He referred to the hot-blooded dinosaurs and constructed a theoretical model of what they might have been like. He first published his ideas as science fiction in the novel Koko no Kageri, A Shadow of the Past, in 1977. In the story he described them as reptilian humanoids who use bone tools for hunting, speak a primitive language, and build rudimentary society. The creature was supposed to have evolved from a dinosaur similar to Dromaeosaurus. A year later, Toyota received advice from Japanese zoologist Tatsuo Seiniyoshi, and began striving for more zoological authenticity on details, and serialized his novel as Dinosaurus Usakusen, The Plan of the Dinosaurs, in 1979. American psychologist Harry Jerrison suggested the possibility of sapient dinosaurs. In 1978, he gave a presentation titled Smart Dinosaurs and Comparative Psychology, at a meeting of the American Psychological Association. According to his speech, Dromaeosaurus supposedly could have evolved into a highly intelligent species like human beings. Carl Sagan, in his 1977 book, The Dragons of Eden, Speculations on the Evolution of Human Intelligence, author Carl Sagan speculated about the related genus Sauroornithoids, evolving into ever more intelligent forms in the absence of any extinction event.
Well, not really. I mean, it's more of like, why bother anymore? Different PEMDARs have come forward and said, we have this ability, why not incorporate it?
Is that your hierarchy?
Actually, it's similar to a president. No, we just have one person we answer to. It's the PEMDAR.
PIMDOG, right.
And he is, or she is, burdened with the responsibility of law for infrastructure, movement, and they're just randomly selected from the population.
Right. And obviously they're on Earth, are they? Or
the Earth is not completely hollow.
Yeah.
We mirror the cities just like you do on the surface.
Right.
Where cenotes or sinkholes have, appeared in different parts of the world, those tunnels have long since been abandoned, so there's no need of worry there.
Right. And are we in danger, or are we all coexisting, is it?
We've been coexisting since before your species actually came down from the trees.
Well, like you say, if you can give us a bit of a history lesson of...
I actually wrote down some notes just so I wouldn't get tangled. I'm not the best public speaker, as well, you obviously know. So, what would you like to know? Origins?
Yeah, do you descend from dinosaurs? Is that true?
Yes.
Yes. And can we ask, did you go in the Earth when there was a cataclysm? Or in a cavern, did you escape the cataclysm?
The cataclysm, that's a whole different subject.
Right.
It's not what you think it is.
Right.
There was no meteor.
Mm-hmm.
There was no... yes, meteors do hit the Earth. look at Tunguska. It's no different.
Yeah.
However, it's not possible for it to wipe out an entire, planet of life.
Yeah.
If that were the case, none of us would be here.
Right. So it just, like you say, you did you mix with Earthlings or humans? And what do you call yourself? It's Sumerians, isn't it? Or what is it you like to call yourself?
Saurians.
Saurians, sorry, that was it. Saurians. To clear a few things up, do you actually feed off humans? Is that true?
No.
No, that's just a myth.
Yeah. We eat meat and vegetables just like you.
So you don't live off human blood and virgins and stuff like that, as they say?
No.
No, I'm just clearing it up so everyone understands.
Oh, I understand.
You know.
We're not demons. We can't fly.
Right, right.
We're not trying to take over the world. Well, like I said, there's been a few Saurian interviews,
Yeah.
but not a lot of us, just because of all the skepticism and the fear. We base our interviews on, who's ready to hear and who's ready to accept, that the hominid or the human is not the pinnacle of existence.
Also, can you shapeshift? Is that a myth or is that possible?
Full Saurians can,
Oh,
and
sorry.
it's through mimicry.
Right. And how does that work, if you don't mind?
Chromatophores.
Right. And who were they? Sorry.
So chromatophores, they're in your skin too.
Right. Right. Okay. I didn't know.
When you go out in the sun, you get tan, correct?
Yes.
That's your melanin,
Yeah.
and those cells expand and create color.
So
It's no different from us.
right. Right. So you can do it like a chameleon effect and activate that whenever you'd like.
Yes,
Right. Oh, right. That's like an octopus sort of thing.
kind of.
Yeah. Do you control the leaders in the countries?
Absolutely not.
No.
No, we don't. We do have influence, though.
Yeah. So
Yep, just like you can go to, your politicians or your senators and say, hey, I feel like there should be, better streets or better water. We can do the same.
And can you tell us anyone who is a reptilian? Is there anyone in power? Is Trump a Saurian or
No, he's not.
no? But is Hillary?
No. However, people close to them are.
Right. So they're just the face of it, and people behind them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you like wipe yourself from history? Did you destroy all the statues and art that was
No, everything's been moved underground to our cities.
just to hide it from the humans?
Yes, because, look what's happening in Egypt.
Yeah.
ISIS is destroying historical statues that, resemble not only us, but, other beings as well.
So
And they're trying to wipe history.
So have ISIS on the side of the reptilians?
Well,
The lost tribes of
13
Israel?
the lost tribes of Israel, 13 tribes of Israel, they're actually, long-standing and long aware of our presence. However, they are one to themselves.
Right. So do they live in the hollow earth? Or
No.
in caverns? No, they're still on Earth.
They're still on Earth.
Right.
I would suggest you look up in the mountainous areas. Well, it's not so much as hiding as a meeting place that's pretty much neutral ground.
Right.
In the uppermost chambers, you have places where we can go and meet with politicians, meet with presidents, and discuss, our concerns as well, because this is a place we do share.
Yeah. Do you get special treatment in civilization then, or are you treated as everyone else?
I'm a face value. I'm just a normal person doing normal things.
You have to get a job and you're not given money or anything like that off them?
Nope.
No. How do you find a partner and all that? Do you have to find a reptilian, one of your own kind, or do you have to find a human, or can you mate with anyone?
As a hybrid, I can mate with anyone.
Right.
However, I chose, my mate 17, 18 years ago.
Right. So
And
how come you don't look like the typical green, scaly skin and all that, if you don't mind me asking?
well, I do have the eyes.
Right.
However, I took more after my mother.
Right. So it's just, can you be born like half scaly and half not? And can you have
Yes.
deformities?
No, not really deformities, because you're integrating your genetic code with a broader spectrum of genomes.
Yeah.
So there's less chances for, misshapen limbs or whatnot.
Yeah, like you say.
But one thing that does carry through is the negative blood types.
Right.
And unfortunately, if I ever needed a kidney or a liver or whatnot, I would have to find another Saurian to get one from.
So is it true that you're all rhesus negative?
Yes.
Yes.
And anybody that does carry the negative blood type does carry a trace of reptilian DNA.
Right. Mind reading abilities.
Yeah, gleaning.
Gleaning, sorry, that was it. Can you tell us about that, please?
Basically, the eyes are the windows of the soul. Um, I'm not trying to sound derogatory, so please don't take it this way.
It's okay.
But you, for example, you were designed to be an open book.
Hmm.
You are a genetically engineered species. This is our planet of origin.
Right.
We do have other colonies.
Yeah.
However, when the Elohim came and sped up your evolution,
Who's that? Sorry, just stop there. Who was that?
the Elohim, you refer to them as the Nephilim?
Nephilim, yeah, yeah. So that's not you then? That's not Hughes. I thought that was you.
No.
No, right, right. So who was that? Who was that?
Well, the Nephilim.
Yeah.
They're actually another species. I'll get into that later.
Right, okay, yeah.
But, you were designed with specific flaws,
Hmm.
basically so you could be easily controlled. And that was not our design. That was them. In that, I don't even know how to try to explain it without being upset, but we walked amongst your oldest tribes.
Hmm.
The Japanese, the Chinese, South America, Egypt. All of you can look in there and see that we're incorporated into the temples, we're incorporated into the history.
Yep.
Not only as gods but also companions, friends. But it wasn't until in England and in the Americas especially that we were vilified by the great serpent, which is incorrect.
Like George and the Dragon and all that sort of thing.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. The serpent people and.
And
like
because it was
is that the devil? Are you supposed to be the devil?
in some books, yes, we
Right.
are, but
Yeah.
it's not true.
But obviously,
we
there's good
are.
and bad in everyone, isn't there? There's. Yeah. So can I just ask? You said it was England and America that started to vilify you. Is that true? Can I ask
Yes.
why that was? Was they just scared of how many numbers
Well,
you were getting?
It actually started in the Holy Roman Church,
Right.
and they did not want to negotiate or talk with us.
Okay.
And we were, it took the power away from them, I believe, and they felt threatened and basically personified as us as evil.
So do you think as the church is your enemy?
No.
No. Is everything sorted now? Is that?
Well, it's not just sorted, it's just you need to educate.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm here to do.
Mhm. That's it. Yeah. If you can tell us more, that's fine. That's great. Tell us.
Well, I could start with the origin story if you like.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
But it's a bit long-winded, so I do apologize in advance.
Don't worry, people will love it. People will love it.
Okay. Around 65 million years ago, our ancestors from the dinosaurs died in a great war. Hominids have explained this as an asteroid hitting Terra. This is what we call Earth.
Mhm.
However, this is incorrect. An asteroid did hit, however, it did not end life, or none of us would be here. Tunguska is an example. According to our histories, there are two alien groups, and they're still in a Cold War state. The names of these races are non-pronounceable for me. One race is humanoid, much like hominids today. Other species we do not know much was a reptilian species, but they're not related to us, or pterosaurians as well. Their origins are not of this universe, but another plane. You view the universe as a giant hollow sphere. It's more like a book with pages. Each page is a dimension. Some alien species can travel between those pages where others cannot. We have built colonies in what is Antarctica today and lived together with hominids without issue. Two races arrived here, and they were only interested in resources, especially the copper. Everyone values gold, but you will come to learn that copper is much more valuable, especially in the near future. Everyone values gold. But again, once you realize the true value of copper, it's gonna blow your mind. It's primarily used in the creation of electromagnetic fields, which allow us the power of flight without propulsion.
Anti-gravity.
Both species were fighting for copper during this fight, and the fusion bomb was released. It was detonated in the ocean in the area of the Gulf of Mexico. However, when the weapon was released, it produced an unpredictable reaction with the water, and it was much stronger than anticipated. One of the byproducts was iridium. So scientists now realize, oh, iridium, was a product of an asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. No. It was actually a side effect of the bomb, kind of a fallout.
Right.
After that, they pretty much lost interest and left us alone. So, over the next 20 million years, we reclaimed the surface, but our infrastructure was so developed underground, we only came to the surface to forage for food and for farming. 50 million years after the war began, we began manipulating surface species. That's where hybrids became a part of the subspecies of saurians. 10 million years ago, small simians began to venture out, but they evolved very slow, as the normal way of things. About 1.5 million years ago, another alien species arrived, and... Oops, lost my place. You'd be surprised how many species there actually are. They found simians were interesting, so they modified them. They began to play with their genetic code. Our presence was already founded at this point, but the Logim decided to play with you guys instead. You were to be served as future slave soldiers in a future war. Mammals evolved over 150 million years, but only in the last 2 to 3 million years, you became intelligent enough to create civilizations, and you believe you are the apex of your world. Accelerated evolution is not natural. Humans were designed without mechanisms of protection in their subconscious, which is naturally occurring in us. You can be aware someone is trying to manipulate your mind, however, there is nothing you can really do about it. The only side effect you get is an overwhelming sense of suspicion. To avoid this, to avoid being read, you can just flood your mind with just random thoughts like flowers and what you ordered for lunch, and just random junk. However, stronger people or stronger saurians or stronger hybrids can easily see through this. It'll be just like throwing a pebble into a stream and watching the mud come up. That mud is your latent memories. It just takes a little bit more time.
Okay. So,
well, that's a brief history.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what's your plan? Are you trying to take over? Are we living coexisting now? Is that the plan? To all coexist?
We don't want to see our natural resources go away.
Right, so you want to protect the planet as well?
Yes, think of us as conservationists.
Right, yeah.
However, there are 14 different species that interact with our planet.
Right.
3 of those are considered very hostile.
Right. Is that the Greys as well?
Yes, that's one of them.
Right. Are they your enemies as well, the Greys?
Yes.
Right.
The Greys are working with, several of your governments.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I've heard that before, yeah.
Yeah, and they're trading technology for copper.
Right.
And they're also interested in basically the hydrogen in our water as well.
Right.
We do share technology to a degree. Yeah. However, a lot of our technology is incompatible, but it's estimated around 2019 we should be able to incorporate ours with yours.
Oh, right. And also Atlantis, do you know anything about Atlantis?
Atlantis was actually a legit place.
Yeah.
It was just east of the Bermuda Triangle.
Right.
However, they were experimenting with fusion and copper generation. I can go into the mathematics of that if you'd like.
No, you're okay.
Do you know the states of matter?
No. Do you mean solid, liquid, and everything like that? Gas?
Mm-hmm. There's 2 more.
No, that's it. Light, I don't know. Is that?
Oh, plasma and post-plasma.
Sorry, no, I didn't know them too.
Well, I won't go into the 5th because it's a little heavy.
Right.
So we'll talk about the 4th. Well, plasma is the special form that exists between physical existence and the sphere of influence. Your military has been experimenting with the tech for a while, but passes the information to your public as extraterrestrial origins.
Okay.
Especially triangular ships. That's not us. That's not anybody. No one. That would be the equivalent of you driving a heart-shaped car around.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not aerodynamic. No.
Yeah.
Once you figure out how to avoid the instability with the containment field and the radiation, it won't be a problem. All this can be avoided by using the fluctuation at the right angle with the radiation field. Here, matter is fused. But because of the lack of containment, you continue to move the plasma into a higher functioning condition, and that causes, radiation poisoning.
Right.
It resembles closely to a gravitational shift, as the poles will reverse if done correctly. The shift now allows the flow around the outside of the field instead of the interior. This allows movements of massive objects. This is not unlike the way the pyramids were constructed when we worked in tandem with your ancient tribes.
So you built the pyramids?
We helped.
Yeah.
Corresponded with constellations in the sky, believing, with those ancient tribes, they wanted to, develop their astronomy. They wanted to know, where are your planets located? Where are your colonies? And we directed them and said, you can do here, and that's what they did.
So
now, I wasn't alive then, so I can't really vouch for that.
No, yeah, I understand. It's like you asking me every human history. I don't have a clue,
Well, the biggest thing is everything has an energy information equivalent.
Yeah.
So if you're here on this physical realm, on the paralayer, you also exist, but you exist as pure energy.
Yeah.
Different species can I would say transmogrify, but let's say they can step between the two and not have any consequences. Whereas if you were to go to the paralayer, your physical body would be destroyed.
Right. Is that anything to do with the third eye?
No, that's more on the spiritual.
Gland? Yeah, oh, right, okay.
Yeah, the pineal gland, yes.
Yeah, the pineal gland, yeah.
Just like you, we have two parties as well that help, talk about things and to rectify problems. But our parties don't fight; they work in tandem with another.
Yeah, well, you've been around longer than us, so you've obviously matured more, haven't you?
Well, in your age, I'm 36.
Right, and how old are you in your age?
38,276 cycles.
Is that years?
No, we base, because everything's underground, we base our age off of the different shifts in the magnetic fields.
Right, wow.
I've reached the age of enlightenment.
Right, okay.
I did print out.
Do you have religions?
Yes, actually.
Religions? Are the Earth like the Earth?
Yep. This is our religious symbol.
Right.
The colors have special meaning for us. Well, if you look at your wrist and you flex your knuckles towards you,
yeah,
you're going to see tendons. Those are called your palmar flexor tendons.
Yeah.
And that is a remnant of your ancestors that would brachiate through trees. I lack those.
Oh,
I have none.
Yeah, no way.
And this is our scientific group.
Right, and what does that symbolize?
The dragon represents our people.
Yeah.
The blue field represents the universe.
Yeah.
And the 7 stars represent our 7 colonies.
And where are you? 7 colonies?
Well, we have Moon, Mars, Venus, the 4 moons of Jupiter, and Saturn.
Right.
2 of those are not in use to this day, so 5 stars would actually be more accurate.
And is there humans on the planets as well?
No.
No. So this is sort of like a mixing pot, Earth. Is this the only place we make?
Think of them as observation stations.
Right. And do they look down on you because you're mixed with a human?
Actually, no. I'm actually one of the kind of envied because I can traverse between both.
And can I ask?
I can be on camera and not have to worry about having to fool everyone about my appearance. You guys were just another species just out there in the world, no different than deer or, a opossum.
Yeah.
And because we are genetically incompatible with the Elohim, your human genome was.
Right.
So when they began manipulating that, you guys began making societies, civilizations, been organizing. Used to be, fruit and nut gatherers. Now you're living in penthouses in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Your people came together in societies.
Right.
We then taught them how to cultivate, water aqueducts.
Yeah.
Yep.
So can I just ask? Obviously, if the Nephilim come down, this is something I've never understood. If the Nephilim came down and mixed their DNA, how come we get so many different races of human?
It's simple. It's evolution.
Right. So can you
Like you
tell?
would work if you lived in the middle of Africa. You would need darker skin, or you would get sun poisoning every single day and die.
Right. So what did the
You know,
first human look like then?
like monkeys,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like,
So that's
like
it.
Bigfoot.
So is it like Neanderthals and mixed with a Nephilim blood, or was it actual monkeys? Was it humanoid
Actually,
sort of creatures?
the one you call Lucy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's
yeah,
something like that.
she was one of the first
Right.
to experience to have that transition
Yeah.
or that influx of new DNA,
Yeah.
and through your females, you can actually pull that information through the mitochondrial DNA still in the cells. It goes all the way back to her.
Wow.
So she is your genetic mother.
So can
She
you
knows.
glean without being a reptilian or having reptilian genes?
Yes, it's capable of everyone. It's
Can
just a
you
matter of opening your mind.
can you teach that to people?
I can,
So like
but
that.
it might give you a migraine. It
Right.
involves a lot of concentration.
And can you tell people the name of your channel so they can
Oh,
subscribe?
Reptilian Hybrid Housewife.
And they can subscribe and check you out. So is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I mean, on my channel, I talk about just stuff that as a Reptilian Hybrid Housewife would.
Mm-hmm.
I do post some reptilian things, and I just live my life, raise my children, and do what I'm supposed to do.
Good, good. Well, it's nice meeting you, and
You too.
hopefully we
And
can
I
have
didn't
you
mean to
on.
scare you.
It's okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And if you'd like to, we can have you on next month or something like that.
That'll be
See how it
fine.
goes. All right. All right then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mel. Is Mel, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Mel.